Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Rahul Tiwari, and today I'm going to share some experience and let you know about how to tackle the interview. In general, first I'll let you know how to tackle interview in general, then I'll quickly come to the focal point, that is NABARD interview. Right? The NABARD interview. Interview in generally, it is a personality test, right? It's a personality test where your personality is going to be judged by group of people who are in the board. That is why it is board, not a single person. In general, there is a board which is going to judge your personality, right? Ki whether as a person you are suitable for that particular job or not. Your all skills related to your knowledge is already being evaluated by them. Now they just want to check your personality, whether your personality is suitable for that job or not. And this personality test is especially very important when you have to go for dealing with other people, right? Other people, whether it is public or not, but other people, then it's going to be very important. And especially when you are going to do this job in capacity of a officer, right? So there are a lot of subordinate people under you, and you have to manage them also properly. So that is why personality test is required, and that is why all in the most of the job of at group B level or group A level, there is a personality test, mandatory personality test. Okay, so this is the personality test. Fine. So your personality is going to be judged. But when you are going to appear in any interview which is related to our financial system, whether it is bank or it is financial institution, financial institution, e.g., example, NABARD, or regulator like SEBI and RBI. Right. So interview is a personality test. Fine. Just for your comparison, for your better understanding in comparison. So I have given the example of financial institution, right, and UPSC. Just for your better understanding, I am giving example of UPSC. So in UPSC interview, they are going to be more focused on your personality, right? In this interview, they are going to focus on your personality, but their focus is more little bit technical in nature. Technical means they are not going to ask some technical questions, but interview is going to be little bit more technical in the nature. I'll explain this term, what is the technical in terms of nature, by giving an example. In UPSC interview in general, it will go for 25 to 40 minutes. Right. They are going to conduct the interview for 25 to 40 minutes. Is a full length interview kind of the thing. Here it is not going to have such kind of the length. They are not going to take interview for 25 to 40 minutes. Right. And here they are not going to ask you ki why after doing B Tech you want to join NABARD, why you don't want to go there, why you want to join NABARD as a financial institution. Such kind of the question UPSC is not going to ask, right? But that question I consider as a technical in the nature, because answer is more technical in the nature. You have to explain why UPSC is not bothered. UPSC is going to bother only when you did BTech or some kind of the prestigious job in particular MNC. Only then they are going to ask this question, and that question's answer they are not going to give too much weightage. Maybe they are asked, but they are not going to give too much weightage there. So it's not a big issue. But in your interview, it is going to be the big issue, right? So how to handle such kind of the question is very important. So I will discuss and I will take your questions also. But first, let me explain. So after explaining the things, then I will attend your questions also. Right. So I have given you the comparison. Now there is no need to go further details of UPSC interview. Now just let's focus on the interview which generally they do ask here, right? And even here the interview have lot of commonalities when they are asked. You are going to appear in the interview of all this, and bank's interview little bit different, but here the interview have more commonalities when you are going to appear for the NABARD, SEBI and RBI kind of the interview exam, right? In bank it is more and more technical in the nature, very short interview, very short interview, and they are not very concerned about your personality part. Here they are more concerned, and in UPSC they are most concerned, right? So personality parts matter, right? So now let's start focus on NABARD's interview. Right. NABARD is a financial institution and one of the most important financial institution in terms of India's agriculture related part. Right. So in NABARD's interview, what things they are going to focus? First, I will tell you, especially those people who are non-working, non-working people. Then I will come with the working people, right? Non-working people means what? Non-working people, you are preparing full time, right? You are preparing full time, and if you are preparing full time and you are from tech in terms of you did your BTech or MBA or MCA or any kind of the technical degree you hold and you are preparing for this exam, and other, for example, commerce graduate or other degree graduate. So I'm dividing into two parts. So first, for these people, they are not going to emphasize what you have studied until unless you are from commerce, right? If you are from commerce background, maybe they are going to ask some technical thing about the commerce side, right? Otherwise, generally they do not ask. So there is a very less possibility they are going to ask. If they are going to ask, they are going to ask very basic fundamental things related to your subject. Very basic fundamental things related to your subject. And if suppose that something which is related to your subject and that thing is in current affairs kind of the thing, it is revolving around. For example, government want to introduce a bill where they want to make some changes in the functioning of financial accounting, right? Then definitely you are from the commerce and economic background, then definitely they may ask this question. Otherwise there is no possibility. The question will be basically on you. Just define yourself, or about you, just let us know about yourself. And then the question will be from your city and state. If you from very famous city, for example, one candidate, he was from Mirzapur, right? So they started asking question on the Mirzapur series, web series, right? So sometimes it is going to be a little bit interesting if you are from very popular city in terms of cultural heritage or in terms of any related to the current thing. So I have just given example. He is from Mirzapur and they started asking question on the Mirzapur web series, right? So maybe they are going to ask. So if you are from particular city, whatever is popular of your city, you should know the history of your city, right? When city was formed, what are the important things? So this thing you should know properly about your city. And if something which is related to your state, definitely they are going to ask you, because in NABARD you are going to posted in particular state, right? And you are going to give the interview at particular regional center, right? And it is going to be happen through video conferencing, right? But Definitely, if you are going to the particular region, maybe there will be some questions related to current things, right? So this is about the city and state, right? One more question related to your hobbies and what do you like. There is a rare possibility. Generally, right now, these days, do not ask this question, right? It's a kind of time pass question, right? So they do not ask because they do not have a good amount of time like people do have in UPSC interview. They are definitely going to ask there, but here they are not going to focus. So why I'm sometimes giving the reference of UPSC, because there are some candidates who are also preparing for that exam. So please, your mindset should be different here, and don't put your UPSC mindset in this interview. Otherwise, you are bound to fail. Right? You are bound to fail. Please keep that mindset separately, not in this interview. Right? So one question will be related to your city, right? Then one more obvious question: why you want to join? Why you want to join? Right? So you must know about NABARD properly. History, right? Role, power, functions, and significance. Why NABARD is very important? Why NABARD is very important? And because NABARD is very important, that is why I'm keen to join. The means the role played by NABARD for the development of Indian economy, especially a particular sector. This is one of the reason why I'm interested to be the part of this organization. Right. So this is the question they are going to ask. Right. So these are some few fundamental questions they are going to ask. Later on, I'll take your questions also. But first, please understand this thing. So non-working candidate who are from non-technical background, to such kind of the questions they are going to ask you, right? Whereas from the technical field, they are definitely going to ask this question. They will ask this question to you also, but apart from this question, they are also going to ask after doing BTech, MBA, or acquiring this technical degree, why you want to join a bank, a financial institution, why you want to leave your field, and why you want to leave your field, what is the motivation for you, right? And if you have decided to leave your field, how the knowledge which you have acquired through that education, how it is going to work here, right? So one is acquired knowledge, right? So when you will do the BTech, MBA, or MCA, you will acquire some knowledge, right? So maybe that acquired technical knowledge is not going to work in the bank, in NABARD, but the way you have acquired that knowledge, the systematic way of acquiring that technical knowledge, right? Technical knowledge acquiring is a special procedure. So the way I have acquired the technical knowledge, that way it is going to help me while doing job here in this financial institution. This is one of my motivation to join here, right? You can answer in such a way. I'll take your questions. If you have a specific question, you can ask me, but first try to understand. Means if you are coming from technical background, and they are going to, definitely they are going to ask, once they will see your resume, they are definitely going to ask you have did your BTech, you have did your MBA, and then how you are going to justify. First of all, you have to, don't try to give lame excuses. Don't try to give lame excuses. Just tell them, yes, I have acquired that technical knowledge, but where you have to come, the significance. Elaborate some brief, means elaborately put some important point how NABARD is playing very important role, and that's why you are attracted toward this job. And despite having this technical knowledge and opportunity in my field, I prefer to go here, right? This because of the significance of this organization, I prefer to join here. Whatever I did, I do agree that I have acquired the technical skills, but the passion I have developed because of this significance of this institute. So I have developed some attraction towards this organization, passion toward this organization. That's why I decided to change my field and to come here. So when I was deciding to come here, to come this side, I was having this question in my mind ki how my knowledge is going to help me there. So what I found that ki the way I have acquired the technical knowledge, that is very systematic, then validation, and then implementation. And at the practical level and the theory level, we have to validate it separately. So validation of the things and feedback of those things are very important when I have acquired this technical knowledge. And even it is also very important, validation and proper implementation is also very important in this financial institution. That is why I feel that it is going to help me if I am going to join this organization with this technical kind of the skill, right? So in this way, you can answer this question, right? And before going ahead, I just want to tell you, don't try to bluff with them, right? Don't try to bluff with them. After taking a lot of mock interviews, right? Immediately we will get the idea when we are sitting in a board composition, right? Immediately we will get the idea what you are trying to bluff, right? Giving an explanation is a different thing. I am trying to explain ki why I want to join NABARD, right? They know why you want to join NABARD. You are going to get a job security and prestigious job in comparison to private job. This is the motive. Or everyone know that, right? So one is what you are trying to explain your point by giving some valid reasons, right? Don't try to bluff, right? Don't try to bluff ki I got injured or I got ill, that is why I am not able to get the campus placement. Such kind of the nonsense, if you are going to make it there, they will throw you out, right? So maybe my words are going to be a little bit harsh, right? But whatever we did when we are taking the mock interviews, right? And what our candidates who appeared in the real interview, what they told us, right? About their experience in the interview. This is what I'm telling you. So bluffing is not required. You can think and give your the valid reason. Sometimes you will get stuck, right? So once you will get stuck, it is not required to answer every question. You can politely say, sorry, sorry, sir. I am very sorry, sir. Right? I am extremely sorry, sir. Right? So this thing can be done in the various way. It doesn't mean that you are supposed to answer every question, right? They may be going to test your patience level. So this thing may be happen, right? This thing may be happen. Uh, and despite means not able to answer, you are not very happy with your interview. So you are like this, and when you are going out of the interview, right? For example, it is going to be the video conferencing interview. So just giving you an example. Just giving you an example. I got 10 questions, and out of 10 questions, out of 10, first question I'm not able to answer, second question I'm not able to answer, third question I'm not able to answer, fourth question I answered partially, fifth question semi partially, and by the 10th question I'm not able to answer, and I said sorry. They said okay, thank you very much, and I did this thing, right? You need not to do this thing. Doesn't matter how bad your interview was, you must show the etiquettes, right? You must show the etiquettes. The etiquette is thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am. And if there is a lady in the board, first you greet to that lady. Means when you will go to the interview, when your interview is going to start, first greet that madam. Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am, or good evening, ma'am. Wherever is the time, you have to greet them. And when your interview is going to be over. So if you are not able to give the good answers, or you are not able to present the answers, then how you can going to wind it up? You can simply say that when they are going to say, okay, you may go now, so you can say, thank you sir, I'm sorry sir, I was not able to answer as per the expectation, so I'm extremely sorry for that. So but anyway, thank you sir, thank you ma'am, thank you for, then you can leave. So this is the kind of etiquette you have to show there in the interview board, right? Maybe they are going to check this thing, na? They are going to check this thing. So this is why it is very important. Doesn't matter how hard they are, but you have to show your big heart. That is part of strategy, right? You need not to be very smiley, or you need not to be very tense, right? Some people will start doing this thing. They'll start doing this thing in the interview board. Their hands are moving. They are moving their hands while explaining things. Don't do this as kung fu. You need not to do this kung fu, right? What should be your position? Your position should be like this. You have to sit in the interview board in this manner. Your hand should be on your thighs, right? The best position, and you should not be like this, or you should not be like this, right? You can just, the straight should be back. You can sit in this manner, and whenever you are answering, you are trying to address each and everyone, or you can simply put your hand in this manner and you can sit, because your position in the interview, it should be like that. You will be visible, you will be completely visible, right? If you will be completely visible, right, you are thinking you are just visible this thing, and you are in Bermudas or something else, right? You should be very proper, well dressed. Maybe situation arise and you have to stand it up, then it is going to be embarrassing situation, no? So you should be proper dressed whether ever you are going to appear in what kind of the interview, especially the video conferencing interview, right? And the position of your sitting, your back should be straight, right? And you should be sit like this, and you are looking towards the camera. Like right now, I'm looking towards the camera. You should look towards the camera only, because it's a video conferencing interview, right? Yeah. So, uh, moving ahead after this, a few other things I just want to tell you. So, this is one, how you are going to sit there, right? Dressing sense, those candidates who are going to appear in the interview, right? I will definitely going to let them know कि that is a right dress or not, right? That is right dress or not. It should be sober, right? For example, if the male candidate is there, they can go for coat. Not like, means black coat is good, right? Black tie, white shirt, or light blue color shirt, right? So this kind of dressing is good, right? Hair should not be like my hairs. It's long hairs right now, but your hair should be short, and this thing will be properly visible. So take a haircut at least 1 or 2 days in advance before going for the interview, right? That should be gentleman's haircut, and it should be proper haircut, right? Gentleman's haircut. So those who are going to appear, definitely when I'll conduct this mock interview, I'll check all these things and I'll explain ki don't do things and do things. I will explain you, but in general I'm telling you here also, right? So dressing sense should be proper. Whenever you will going to be appear on the screen, you are going to greet them properly, right? A proper greeting is required, right? If ma'am is there, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, whatever is the time, you have to tell them accordingly, right? So this is how to start, and I also told you how to finish it, right? A proper smile, give a good smile and tell them thank you very much, right? This is required, this is very important part. Okay, so now coming back to this point again, what uh, those who are having questions, my request is what, please listen this session right now. Later on, definitely I am going to take your questions, but please focus what I am telling you, right? So this is what, who are non-working people, right? Non-working people. Now some working people. So working people either in the private sector or in the government sector, right? So private sector people have very good kind of answer. If they are going to ask you, you can simply say that ki the more job security is there, that is one obvious reason. No need to be shy, no need to be shy. Doesn't matter how good you are earning in the private sector, but you want the kind of job security, that is but obvious, and nothing is wrong if you are going to give this example. Maybe they are going to ask you, you are already getting the handsome amount of salary and you are working in the prestigious organization, why you want to join this organization? So one, okay, that organization is good, fine, but is a private organization which is working for the profit, whereas the NABARD is not working for the profit, but it is also playing an important role in country's development. And being as a person, I feel that maybe I'm not able to contribute in the highest manner by joining armed forces or such kind of services. What I personally feel that if I will work in this organization, I'm also doing my national duty as a citizen of country. This kind of the example you can give there, and plus the NABARD is going to provide me the job security also. This is one of the reason I want to join this organization, right? So private job people. Now the government job people who are working in any kind of organization which is inferior, or the post you are going to get here and the post you are working. So if this post is inferior to this post, then definitely you can give an example ki everybody look for better opportunities. So this is one of the factor why I'm interested to join this, right? And those people who are already working in the government job, right, especially in the bank, they always have a slight edge. They always have a slight edge. Why they have a slight edge in the interview? So those students, those aspirants who are not in government job, right, don't feel like that ki you do not see. Having an edge is different thing, and utilize that edge effectively is a different thing. But this is the fact, if you are already in particular government job, you are on edge. And the flip side, when you are having an edge, that means interview board also have some expectations, more expectation from you in comparison to other candidates, right? So this is kind of what uh, edge is there, but maybe they have more expectations from you, right? They want more balanced or good answer from you in comparison to other candidates. Sometimes they are going to say that ki, Arey, you are coming from the government job, so you must answer this question, right? So such kind of the statement will be there. So there will be more expectation from you, but again, more expectation means you have more edge in comparison to other candidates. Now if you are coming from that kind of the job which is inferior to NABARD's job, then definitely you can simply ask, means tell, sorry, you can simply tell, sir, this is the reason. But if your job is equally good to NABARD's job, or even the growth and opportunities more there, you are working as a SBI PO, probationary officer in SBI, and you are young, right? You are just 22 or 23, and you are the probationary officer, right? Then they are definitely going to drill you. In your bank you are going to get more opportunities. In NABARD you are not going to get as an opportunity to work with such a big organization, and lot of people are going to under you. So such kind of the opportunity you are not going to get in NABARD, right? So the answer is SBI is a bank, commercial bank, whereas NABARD is what? NABARD is regulator, right? NABARD is regulator and having more prestigious place in the financial system architecture, right? So this is what attracting me to be the part of this organization, right? It's clearly simple. You can simply tell them that this is one of the reason why I'm attracted for this job, because it's having more significance as a regulator, and they are more involved in their particular sector, whereas bank is also good, I'm happy there, but I will be honored if I'll get an opportunity to work with NABARD. Don't say that ki I'm dissatisfied, bank's job is pathetic, such kind of a thing. Don't use this thing, right? What this kind of the answers where people are going to give kind of negative thing, where they are working, where they are getting the salary, whether it is private sector, government sector, or you are a BTech, you are saying that ki, sir, I wasted my complete time. I joined the BTech because my parents were forcing me, or I have joined the MBA because my parents are forcing me. Such kind of the answer may be true, but you should not be so honest, right? You are giving the personality test. So, honesty is a different thing. Here, what you have to do, you have to play it diplomatically. Maybe you are not happy while doing the BTech, you are not happy while working in the bank, but there is no need to do this gossips there. They will consider as a gossip. You are doing the gossip and you are doing the time pass. Okay, so this kind of the nonsense, they'll consider as a nonsense if you are unnecessarily. If they are going to ask you, "Ki, tell me some drawbacks," then you can tell them. But until unless they are not going to ask you to tell me the drawbacks of doing BTech, tell me the drawbacks of working as a probationary officer, you need not to open this thing. You need not to open this thing. Just simply tell them, "Ki, I learned a lot. I'm happy, but I will be feeling honored, and it will be like dream come true to join the NABARD, to join the RBI, to join the SEBI. But right now we are focusing on NABARD, so you have to be like this, right? So you have to go in such a way, right? And see, many student, they feel that ki, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this thing in the interview, until unless you are not going to do the proper practice for mock interview, you are not able to do anything, right? So practice of mock interview is necessary, either with the help of expert, right? With the help of expert, or without help of any expert, but do this drilling, right? Because it's a human nature. I'm telling you the psychological point. Whatever, how much you are prepared, prepared in the sense of what you are thinking and thinking. If they are going to ask, I will answer this. If they are going to ask, I will answer this. You are doing this thing on the paper. You are doing this thing with your mind, right? You are not doing properly like mock interview kind of setup. Then 99% chances you are going to be choked, because you have not practiced in the environment kind of the situation. So there is a conditioning example in psychology, we call it as a Pavlovian conditioning, right? So Pavlovian conditioning, then BF Skinner, he was the pioneer of the conditioning kind of the experiment, right? So what natural thing you have, right? The natural thing you have to hide it, and whatever the conditioned you have generated through practice and practice of this mock interview, that is going to be there. If that is going to be there, definitely you will be benefited. If your natural thing is going to come out, then maybe you are going to say few things which is not required, not appropriate, or they don't want to listen those things, right? Because government job, everybody is fighting for the government job, everybody is desperate to getting the government job, they are not very happy whether whatever they are doing. So the reality is ki, you don't want to work where are working, you are not happy, that's why you want to join, right? So if natural thing will start coming in the interview, then you will be in trouble, right? So that is why this conditioning kind of mock interviews are very important. Again, I am repeating, either take that professional help, or whatever the way you want to create and give lot of drillings, it is definitely going to help you. So these are few common things which I want to explain to you now. I'm going to take your questions one by one. Okay. Jeremy H have a question. Sir, will they ask me about electrical subjects concept bring from electrical engineering? See, electrical engineering, from their electrical engineering, they are not going to ask uh, to means conceptual questions. They are going to simply ask some very basic fundamental working of any electrical. Even they are going to ask you about the electrical motor, right? So very basic conceptual fundamental things they are going to ask. They are not going to ask any kind of very critical kind of the concept of the BTech, right? Until unless the person who is taking your interview is also BTech from electrical engineering, he is not going to ask. And in general, if he is going to ask, if suppose that if he is going to ask and you are not able to answer, it is not going to impact too much on your interview. Don't worry. Don't worry. They are, because they understand that ki maybe you are not able to recall. Right? It's not the technical interview. You are not giving the interview for BHEL. You are not giving the interview for the BHEL. If the interview setup of BHEL and you are not able to answer, then it's going to create a problem. But it is a banking interview where they are they are more focused on what the kind of the personality. If you are not able to answer, don't worry. But yes, being as an electrical engineer, they expect you are able to explain few fundamental things related to, for example, electrical motor. You must know what is electrical induction, right? How electrical induction work, some related things, right? For example, right now EVs, right? Electronic vehicles. So how, what kind of the electrical engineer, how electrical engineer is going to explain about the electric vehicle, means electricity driven vehicles, right? So how you are going to explain as an electrical engineer? So these kind of the basic things they will expect from you, but they are not going to ask any very technical question. And if they are going to ask, you are not able to answer, don't feel like that ki I'm not a good person, or I didn't did my BTech properly, and they are going to kind of negative thing. It's not going to impact too much. That question is not going to impact too much. Yogi Patel, will you take mock interview? Obviously, Yogi, I will definitely going to drill you. I'm not going to just take the interview. I will drill you properly, right? And if you are going to get good marks in my mock interview, definitely you are going to get the good marks in any interview. So I generally do not, means see, my way of doing the mock interview is what? I will prepare you for the worst. Okay, I will prepare you for the worst. I am not going to just entertain you. If I am going to take your interview, I am going to drill you properly. Right? Okay. Other question: how can register for the mock interview? This answer will be given by our team. Sir, I have completed graduation 5 years back. Does this affect during the interview, and how I can justify this gap? Okay, first tell me what you did in these 5 years. Yes, definitely they are going to ask. If they got an opportunity to see that part, definitely they are going to ask what you did in those 5 years. That is very important. If you can answer me this question here, only then I'm able to answer you. So first tell me what you did in those 5 years, just preparation or something else you did in that 5 years after graduation. I prepared for the UPSC. So still you are preparing for the UPSC or just focusing on this? Okay, fine, no issues. You are preparing for the UPSC only. Just okay. From here, what you, if they are going to ask, कि you have completed your graduation 5 years back. Today, right now we are in 2022. So you have completed your graduation in 2016-17 or 17-18, and after that, now you are appearing in the interview. So what you did in last 5 years, right? So see, here, as you didn't did anything, right? You didn't did anything, but you are doing what? The preparation for the government job, right? So you have no choice. You simply tell them ki, sir, I was preparing for the exams, especially for this banking exam, and I was preparing for NABARD exam and RBI exam, and I got an opportunity this year to appear in the interview. This is the simple, straightforward answer. If you are going to bluff, they are going to drill you, right? If you are going to simply tell, ki, sir, I am preparing for this exam, right? And because of some reasons, means maybe I was not doing this work with 100% efficiency, so I was not able to get selected. But since last year, I just did retrospection of my preparation, and I figured it out ki where I am lacking, and then I started focusing on my preparation, and now I am here. So yes, I took some time, but what I feel that ki I'm going to justify this thing if I'll get the opportunity. First of all, they will ask you ki what you did in the past 5 years. Just tell them I have prepared for this exam. Then why you are not able to get selected even after 5 years? So sir, I was not aware how to prepare. I was not getting any kind of the proper guidance. So initially I was not able to focus where I have to focus. So that's why sometime by mistake I have wasted. I accept it, right? Right. So if you are going to answer in such a way, there will be no return question. The question will be on something else, right? So sometimes you are giving your interview, right, rather than they are taking your interview, right? So very smartly you can change this thing. Na? If you are going to tell them ki sir, this was the reason, so you are going to completely answer, so no need to worry. You can simply tell them ki sir, I was preparing. If they are going to ask, tell them ki sir, initially I was not able to get any proper guidance, so that's why it takes some time to reach here. In that way, I have figured it out. Now, Ankit's question is working in RRB as a scale 2. If they ask how could you your work or what you have done in the bank so far can help NABARD. When you are working in a bank, what is the most important thing? What is the most important thing? As a banker, when you are working, what is the most important thing you have to focus? Tell me, Ankit. First tell me, then I'll answer your question. Currently, your salary is also more than as an assistant manager in NABARD. Yet you want to join NABARD. You have not answered my first question. Being as a banker, the thing you have to focus, right? And salary, even people are getting more salary in the private sector. So salary is not always everything, right? The way I'm working, the power I am going to get in the positive way. When I say power, the area of work which I am going to get in NABARD, the area of work which is I'm going to get in NABARD, that is going to satisfy my wishes, because I want to work and contribute in such sector which is directly related to our country's economic well-beingness. So this is one of the motivation I want to join the NABARD. Maybe the reason is what you want some other things, but you have to answer in this way only. No, to help the customer. See, to help the customer is not an appropriate answer, Ankit. To help the customer is not an appropriate answer, right? Helping the customer, they immediately. I told you in the beginning, no bluff, no bluff. Right. To help the customer is clearly showing that you are trying to bluff me. Right. I know that it is not true. If you are very keen to help the customer, you will never join the NABARD. You will never join the NABARD. You will work with the bank, right? So this is kind of the bluff, right? Work with efficiency and accuracy is the most important thing to work as a banker, right? That thing is going to help me when I will work in the NABARD. Second thing, the gratification to work with such an institution which is directly responsible and very important institution to help in the country's economy, and especially in that sector which is even after 30 years of this economic reform is the most neglected sector. So working in that crucial sector which is related to 60% of employment of the country, that is agriculture and related sector. So these are the motivational factor for me to join this organization. Even where I'm working, I'm maybe getting the more salary, right? But this is more satisfactory. Not, and salary is also, maybe there is some difference, but salary is not as low. It is not going to help me to fulfill my all requirements. Salary is satisfactory, maybe salary is low in comparison to where I'm working, but the other satisfaction is also there, right? Salary is not everything. They know this Abraham Maslow's law, right? Maslow told that ki, money is not everything. Some sort of what social satisfaction is also there. When you will go to the McDonald's, you can see there employee of the month, all these are getting the same salary. All the other employees except manager, they are getting the same salary. But what is the need to put that thing employee of the month? When you will go to barbecue nation, what they will do, they once you are satisfied, they will clap, right? So what is this? The some kind of the satisfaction is there now. So it is not always salary, right? Some social satisfaction, mental satisfaction is also the great thing, and you have to explain in detail there. Okay, after Ankit's question, Sneha. Sir, preparing for the UPSC can give negative connotation. How to overcome this question? No, who told you negative connotation? Right? It's never give the negative connotation. You can say that ki, first of all, don't tell them you are preparing for the UPSC civil service exam. Who told you there is a need to tell them? Sometimes people feel that ki if I'll tell them ki I'm preparing for the UPSC civil services, so they feel that ki I'm a kind of intellectual. No, there is no need. There is no need, first of all, to tell them ki I'm preparing for the UPSC exam. What is the need? Tell me, right? And even by mistake you told them ki I'm preparing for the UPSC, right? Then definitely they are going to say that ki, okay, you are preparing for the UPSC, just want some kind of career security, that is why you want to join this NABARD job. Then you have to give the counter argument ki, sir, I have started preparing for the UPSC, but at the point of time I feel that ki maybe it is not my cup of tea, right? Or some constraints are there, I need to go for coaching, but I do not have the resources. You have to create a story there. You have to create a story because you pushed yourself to create a story. They have not asked you, are you preparing for the UPSC? If they are going to ask, say no. But if you said yes, then there is no other way. You have to create a story. And one kind of the story is ki I started with the preparation of UPSC, but later on I found that ki until unless I'm not going to go for professional help at coaching institute, it is going to be very difficult for me to clear this exam because of the nature of that exam. And taking the professional help, it is very difficult because of the exorbitant fee charged by those coaching institutions. So that is why I shifted my focus towards other job. And what I found that ki NABARD is also one of the good career prospect and providing not only a social status but also I can contribute in country's economic system as I can contribute by becoming an IS or IPS. This is the kind of the story you have to create. But please don't put yourself in such a situation where you have to create a story, right? Because to create a story in front of those people who are observing you is required an exceptional talent to convince them, right? Generally, teachers have this ability by having lot of experience over the years, right? Lot of experience over the year, they develop this ability. Being as a student, you do not have this ability, so please don't try to put yourself in that kind of the situation where you have to create and convince through the story, right, Sneha? Shivani, sir, how can I convince the board that I will continue with the NABARD and not leave it for UPSC or RBI in the future? Why they will ask you this question? Tell them clearly that I am preparing for only NABARD, right? And I told you in the beginning, as you are going to justify the significance in what an important way. So if you done this work, if you have not done this work, so for all candidates who are going to join this program of this our our interview program, I'm going to conduct one special session for all of you who are going to join this program. I'll conduct one session because I feel that it is required. I will conduct a session, right? But for those who are not able to join, prepare that significance part of the NABARD, collect some trivia kind of the thing, correct some good work done by the NABARD over the years, and this is your motivational factor. This is going to be your motivational factor to be the part of this prestigious organization. And this is why you are not interested to go and join anywhere. Practically you will go, practically you will go, but you have to convince in this way, right? You have to convince in this way. So Shivani means no need to tell them. All UPSC aspirant, all UPSC aspirant, keep this thing in your mind. Keep shut your mouth about your UPSC preparation. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you, I'm warning you. You think that because UPSC preparation student, they always have this kind of the superiority kind of feeling, right? They have the superiority kind of feeling inherently with the day you will decide to join the start the preparation of UPSC. So this is going to be in your mind, and when you are going to show your natural behavior, that thing which is in your subconscious, it is going to be in your conscious mind, and you are going to put it. So please keep shut your mouth regarding UPSC preparation. No need to tell them. Whether even you have cleared the interview or you are going to appear in the interview, no need to tell them. Why you want to put yourself in trouble? Diksha, have a question, sir. When do we get to fill the biodata? Will they allow downloading application form before the interview? This question, uh, our team will answer this question. But how to justify the gap if we don't mention? See, justifying the gap, I told you. If you have a 5 year gap, definitely they are going to ask कि why you have this gap, and there is no other way to justify कि sir, I have a 5 year gap. Yes, I have started preparing for different exams. I'm telling you the real time answer. I have started preparing for the various government job exams, including UPSC. If you want to add, first of all, there is no need to add. If you want to add or by mistake you have added, you can do this thing. Then I realized that I'm not able to get selected because I am not focused on particular exam, and that is why my performance was not up to the mark to get selected. right, to get selected. Okay. And after 1 or 2 years of wasting my time by mistake, I realized that I have to focus on one particular exam, and I have started preparing for this exam. Initially, again, I found that I'm not focusing on the things properly. I have started focusing on the things. Now, after giving a 1 or 2 attempt, I'm here. This is the answer you have to tell them. Nothing else. Nothing else. Don't create any other story. Tell them clearly. And it is, see, once sometimes you are, see, if I do not have any other story, right, any other story, because if I'll create the story I will caught, then tell them honestly, politely, and properly. Even if you have made a khichdi, right, people are expecting you are going to serve some good kind of dish, but you have served the khichdi. But if you have presented that khichdi proper way of garnishing and all, it is going to be attractive, right? Even Sanjeev Kumar kind of the chef, they will make that khichdi, right? So it is not about what is the content. The presentation is more important. That's why it's a personality test now. So don't worry. Any other question? Jami, but if we have gap of 4 5 years, they'll ask if why should not we disclose our UPSC preparation? Is it not good or better? See, don't be too frank, right? They don't want too much frankness, right? Don't think about three dates kind of the example. That kind of frankness is not required. You want that job, and don't spoil your chances, right? If you want to argue, you want to go ahead with that one, please go ahead. But what I am telling you with my experience, and my experience, I think I know better, right? I know better. So that's why I'm desperately or deliberately or whatever you want to understand from my way, don't do this thing, right? Don't do this thing. You're preparing for UPSC, it's good for you. You want some kind of the backup job, good for you, right? Everything is fine. But I will not recommend. If you want to go ahead with that one, please go ahead. If you not mention UPSC, then they will ask, they will start asking what all exams you are preparing. There are a lot of exams. There are a lot of exams. Banking exam, SSC exam, right? Or if you are coming from any technical background, whatever in the subject you did your job, you means you have did your graduation, you can tell them to related to that particular job I was preparing, but I was not able to focus. Then give these examples, right? But still, if you want to tell them UPSC, you can tell them. You will put yourself in trouble. If you want to put yourself in trouble, that's your choice. Because once you will tell them you are preparing for the UPSC, then you have to tell them, or you are even not going to tell them. They will know that you are not a UPSC material. This is what I don't want to say, but this is the thing. They are going to perceive it immediately. They are immediately going to perceive this thing, right? I don't want to say this thing, but you compelled me to say, right? Don't take it otherwise, but it's hard fact, my dear. It's hard fact. They will immediately understand that you are exploring for other jobs. That means you are not a UPSC material, right? Either you failed completely, you are not able to get selected, and your attempts are exhausted, or you are about to exhaust your attempt. That's why you're looking for alternative career, right? So why you want to show, even it's not like that, why you want to show this thing? So one more thing, Diksha. One more thing. I'm working professional, but currently on maternity leave. Should I? Yes, yes. Obviously, obviously. Nothing bad in this thing. Nothing bad. So you can tell them if they are going. Don't tell you, means if they are going to ask, only then tell them. If they are not going to ask, no need to means kind of flashing ki I'm on maternity leave. No need to flash that thing, but if they are going to ask, you can tell them. Sir, how to prepare our native district, state related questions? What kind of the questions? Generally related to current things. Generally related to current things until unless that particular state or that particular district is in news because of any good or bad reason, right? Otherwise, they will ask simple questions about their social, economic, right, geographical significance. These kind of the things they are going to ask, and you can easily find related facts on the Wikipedia even. Any other question? So you can read in the newspaper. First, Google it from wherever state you give, from which state, which district you are, from which district. I'll give you the example. Yogi is from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so you heard about the Dhuadhar Falls, right? Balancing Rock and the gun factories. Yogi, I'll tell you one trivia. You know, Jabalpur is India's wartime capital. As per Indian Army's doctrine, it's a wartime capital of India. Jabalpur is exactly at the middle of India. It is exactly in the middle of India. In case, in the worst case, for God's sake, it should not happen. But if in case we will lost Delhi in the war, then immediately and automatically capital will be shifted to Jabalpur. And there was very famous case in the Indian constitutional history, ADM Jabalpur versus Union of India case, and that case is considered as a black history of Indian judiciary. Right, and it's famous for the Dhuadhar Fall, Balancing Rock, and a lot of means ammunitions. The ammunitions of Indian Army is stored in Jabalpur. It's the largest storage of ammunitions, right? And it is one of the important city of India, right? So for Jabalpur, you can get many things. So in that way, you can prepare. And Jabalpur people will generally not say "ha," they will say "how." They will say "how." Saurabh Singh is from Kanpur. Okay, Kanpur. My hometown is Kanpur, and my in-laws' place is Jabalpur. Right. So Saurabh is from Kanpur. What you want to say about Kanpur means lot of things. Recently, metro started. Important city of India. Right. Important city of India. Most of the people know Kanpur because of Gutka right now, through social media and all. But Kanpur is an important city, one of the five central station in India. One is at Kanpur, Kanpur Central, Chennai Central, Mumbai Central. There are only 4 or 5 central station in India, right? And it is British era town, have a historical significance, right? One of the important city in terms of riverbank city. Most of the cities in India, they are in having the ring road, but Kanpur city was designed and developed by whom? Established by the Britishers, right? Because it's riverside, and that's why they have established a lot of industries there, because all cotton jute related industries, they are water intensive. So that's why Kanpur town was established. So a lot of historical present fact in 1990s, when Marxist revolution started, a lot of factories were went down, right? So a lot of things about the Kanpur you can easily find in the Wikipedia. Telangana state itself is an example of one of the successful social revolution in India. For means from the beginning, Telangana people have what they are demanding for them Telangana state, right? So one of the successful social political revolution in India is an example of Telangana state, right? And Telangana is fairly performing better on all the social economic indicators in India, right? And Telangana is hub of what? You can say this one medicine, right? Hyderabad itself. Saurabh Singh says the same questions about Kanpur in relation to NABARD. I didn't get this question. Yes, definitely. Like freedom struggle, tax paying, textile, leather. Until unless they are not going to push you for particular thing, you have to tell them all good features, right? Even Lucknow, same like Kanpur. UP has only two, three good cities, right? Big cities, Kanpur, Agra, like big cities, not good cities, big cities. Same thing. Nothing like what Lucknow has one edge. It was a capital and it have more cultural heritage, right? Kanpur is Kanpur is like administrative town, whereas Lucknow is what a kind of apart from the British. Lucknow have more cultural heritage in terms of Nawabs, right? Their culture. So you can Ganga Jamuni culture kind of the thing. You can do it there. Only important things, Neha. Only important things, right? Balance sheet, overall balance sheet. You are not auditor, na. You are not auditor, but you are what? You are preparing for that thing. So even in the RBI report or NABARD report, there is an executive summary. So executive summary is sufficient. That's why they will give the executive summary. No need to go for detailed report. Yes, Saurabh, definitely. You if they are going to ask, they you can tell them, but limit yourself. Don't try to go too much because whenever some kind of the question they are going to ask, you get overexcited, right? You get overexcited. So whenever the question is very familiar to you, no need to get overexcited. Overexcitement should not be there, right? Because whenever they will ask simple question or easy question, generally the candidates get overexcited. So hold your nerve also. So holding the nerves in two way, when they are going to ask very intense question or when they are going to ask very light questions, because some of the interview people, they do this thing. They are going to make you so much comfortable, right? So don't go in that comfort zone. Be composed. Any other question? Sir, I worked in HSBC Bank. Can I mention work and experience? Yes, of course. You have to mention. No need to worry. Mention it. It's going to give the means it's always going to be a positive, not a negative thing. Why they have put 60% criteria in the NABARD grade B. Sekhar, see, no need to go for the such and see. I'll request to all of you only focus on those things in which you are capable to make meaningful contribution, or you can do those things means in terms of changes, right? Otherwise no need to go for such kind of the question. No need to worry. Why you want to make yourself worry? Why did you go for this thing. Whatever the reason they did, and you have to do, right? Why you want to go in that? It's not going to help you, no. It's not going to help you. They have given you a situation, and as per the situation, you have to act. You cannot ask them. So, and even there is no point of discussion here because we are not able to change anything, right? We cannot pursue them to change their strategy, right? So, no need to go in that thing. Don't put yourself in kind of what problematic situation. Why we should, they in government job interview generally they do not ask. If they are going to ask, then simply tell them ki sir, madam, uh, I'm working very hard, right, since I have started preparation, and I did all these things which is required to get selected to appear in the interview, and I feel ki I have all those things which is required skill, ability, knowledge, understanding, doing the hard work, right? I possess all these things. That is why I feel that ki I should be get selected. No need to mention over the other candidates. You just simply tell about yourself. They are going to ask their question. You have to answer this question. Don't try to compare yourself with others. This answer should be answered in the very smart manner. You just have to explain about yourself. No need to compare with others. Ki, sir, I am more hardworking than other candidates. Sir, I'm having more ability. Then they are going to ask, how do you think that? Right. So no need to create more questions for you. Just simply tell them, sir, I feel that I'm hardworking person and I'm doing hard work, right? And with some sort of hard work, I'm able to reach here, and I'm having this kind of the ability. So such kind of the thing you have to tell them about yourself. Ki you are good, you are in this thing, and this way you can convince. No need to compare with others. Sir, please answer my previous question. Are Saurabh, what was your question, Saurabh? Please ask this question. Sir, I'm currently working in Bank of India. Okay, rural Punjab. My branch is mainly deals with the KCC. What are the expected questions I must be prepared? What expected questions are be there, how you are feeling difficult to handle the rural people who are most of the time they are illiterate or they have age difference. The ability you have to understand, the ability they have to understand, that make me what, that make me more patient to understand those things. So they are going to basically ask the importance of KYC, and they are going to ask why it is important for even old people, right? Why it is very important, and how you should be very aware कि people are not doing the fraud in the name of old age people. For example, if the old person who is getting his pension in his account, right, and their family is making excuses कि he is ill or he is something like that, he's not able to come. So this kind of the public relation ability, what public relation ability you have learned from there, what is the importance of KCC, right? So such kind of the questions they are going to ask. Okay. So, if they ask why you want to switch from existing, my dear, I have already explained this thing. Why you want to switch? You can go through this session. You will find the answer. I have explained in detail. You can find this answer. Now, I'm going to wind up this session, and if required, I'll conduct one more session. But now it's getting a little bit late, so I'm going to. Wind up this session, and very soon I'll conduct one more session. But generally I'll not say join this course. I'm not convinced from inside to say this thing, please join this course. But I'm saying this thing, join this course because I want to work with you and I want to you get selected, right? So I'll get an opportunity to interact with you, and I'm able to give my 100% for your selection. So I'm requesting, if possible, please join this course for interview course, right? So that I can work with you. I will work on your profile. I'll take your mock interview in detail, and I'll tell you how you can avoid all those kind of. You can prepare the questionnaires. I'll answer those questions. Means I'll do 100% from my side if you will join this course. Apart from, if you're not going to join, I'll conduct one more session on YouTube where I will answer all those questions also. Okay. Yes, my dear, my course is sufficient. I'm confidently telling you my course is sufficient for interview. Okay. So, okay, thank you very much. Thank you to all of you to join my session. And I hope you will get selected. My best wishes with you. Right? Thank you very much.